Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Way Up Trading. Today, I want to take a look at the AMC, and there's something I want to touch on that a buddy of mine that's actually part of the Way Up Trading group, Marv Dog, he actually has pointed out a particular type of indicator that I've now found very, very helpful. I want to actually look at this on the AMC real fast. I'm going to go and show you guys what the chart looks like. This is positive volume index. And basically what it means is basically tracing the volume indication on any particular stock when buying pressure is coming into a stock. And what you can actually take a look here, it's very, very obvious. This is the weekly chart on AMC, and we'll go in a little bit deeper into some more recent time frames to get an idea of how it moved based upon positive volume. But it's very, very clear to see that there's an uptrend in positive volume on the weekly chart, and at the same time, a downtrend on price. That's what you call a bullish divergence. Something obviously is not adding up. Buying pressure comes in, price is supposed to go up. And that has not been the case on AMC whatsoever, something that we're very aware of. It's just very interesting to see it play out in more recent time frames where we are at a crucial point on the stock where things should start to take off to the upside based upon how things have played out. The fact that we are obviously cash flow positive. Yes, the company is still in debt, but it is working towards it, especially with last earnings call that showed there's some positive opportunities that are going to be coming out forward. However, it is a very popular stock. It is a retail favorite, and it's very easy to manipulate the stock based upon the way they've been operating for the longest. But we know what we hold. Not a financial advisor, not financial advice, just going over the charts and what we have in front of us here. So let's move into from the weekly now into the daily. The only time that this positive volume has ever crossed ever since our run up to 72, ever crossed down to the downside was back when we broke the smooth moving average, which is sitting here roughly at about $15, and that would have been the breakout of this wedge that we were in. On the break below the wedge that we were in, where things basically bounced, broke down to the downside, and then from here you can see that there's a slight red downtick once we broke that area, just roughly around January 2022. But things obviously were in a bear market. That was the beginning of the bear market, understandably so. However, the stock continued to build positive volume, continuing through the downfall. Built up pressure here in this double bottom setup we had here, and then in March of 2022, that pressure built up so much that we got the March run up to 34 before being halted, breaking this downside and not being able to break that major halt that came in and just destroyed all liquidity. I'm not gonna say liquidity, but the momentum was drained out. As far as volume is concerned, positive buying volume never changed. It continued to show an uptrend as the price continued to fall. That has never changed. It has never changed ever. And now you take another look here, you can see going forward into the next couple of weeks, we got the next run up that took place at the release of 8, which was in August of 2022. We had another run up. You can see basically what happened at that point is that we had another increase or a sharp in buying volume, buying demand. It did go from this low point here. We had this dip at the earnings call where they announced it, a slight dip in buying volume. Positive volume pushed it up, a little spike in positive volume, pushed it almost through the entire falling wedge. However, volume never really fully declined. However, the price did. Price came down, continued to barrel down. Yes, we had a little bit lower in terms of the positive volume index. However, there was never a downtrend at all. This has continued, and we are now in a particular spot here. More recently, the volume is still increasing. We had this spike here in positive volume, obviously that occurred more recently, meaning that we had broken the wedge. You can see that we have this huge green volume bar that has shot us through the range, but that was moved up to, let's take the 23-hour real quick just so we can see the after hours move. That was that move up to $8.79, hitting the smooth moving average, again what I like to use. We rejected right off that area and brought right back down. However, positive volume never red. Price still trending down, or in a downtrend I should say. It is slightly moving upwards from this triple bottom setup as we've all come to understand and realize exists. We have a slight triple bottom with a slight uprise, so we are all aware of that. However, volume is never gone. No one's ever sold. People might have sold for various different reasons. However, the volume speaks for itself. The move is still positive. However, there are things and tricks of the trade that they're using to keep this thing down. They don't want it to read numbers for whatever reasons. I believe this is a much more dangerous stock than people want it to be. They basically are in a very bad position. Whoever short this stock is in a very bad position, so they're using obvious tricks of the trade in order to keep this thing held down for as long as they possibly could, even all the way down to holding it down during a bull market while everything else is running, bringing up court dates and this, that, and the third. There's a lot of back end things that are happening here that we're unable to see, but we can obviously tell from the charts. That's why technical analysis on this particular stock is so difficult. I mean, we nail so many charts and so many plays on other tickers. But when it comes to AMC, we nailed it. Don't get me wrong, we've nailed it a few times. We've paid a lot of money on this stock. Overall, in terms of the options trades as well as shorter trades, it will run again. Like I said before, you cannot hide this entire move. This right here is nothing. There's no way you can hide that. You can hide it for a period of time, but in terms of this volume that's coming in, this purchasing power, there's no way to like keep this away from people. It's very obvious. There's something happening here, and it will come to light at some point in time. I'm still sticking to my guns. I said it before, I'll say it again. But give me a little grace on this thing, because you can see obviously what they're doing with the court dates. I'm looking for end of September, start touching the $20 mark by end of September, with a high possibility of touching $29 by the end of September. Give me a month of grace. I'm thinking if it could protect, because they're really dragging this thing along into the end of the year, right? So I'm expecting October, very latest, but I'm still sticking to my guns. We're going to see potentially the $30 mark coming very soon. You cannot fake this. There's no way. I'm going to go a little closer as well to take a look at the more recent hourly pattern so you can see how things have been going. So this is the positive volume index. You can take a look here. Price obviously has been going downward. It would hold on, and all of a sudden you got this surge of buying power that came through. We got the cross of the positive volume to the upside. You see this huge green spike. Price runs to $8.79 and just holds in this area above the smooth moving average. That doesn't go away. You hold this wedge that we talked about. That doesn't go away, and we're just kind of flagging around. Positive volume did flip down for a moment, charting to trend upward for another potential push. It's a possibility we might see a little bit of a run on Friday and Monday. Friday being the 11th of August, Monday being the 14th of August. Possible a little bit of a run. We'll take a look at that. Keep a lookout for it, because the way this thing is starting to uptrend again, there is a chance that this may pop one more time. A little bit of an uptrend here. We might expect another pop coming very, very soon. We are above the smooth moving average I mentioned before, which is a good sign. We bounced off it several times in the 1 hour, 4 hours also holding right here, 497, bounced around on it a couple times. That's holding positive. But we take a look at the intraday, and I'll show you something that's even more interesting when it comes to the volume setup. We had a nice lead up into our earnings call that just took place the other day. Things crossed up above the smooth moving average and basically kind of rode this thing all the way up. Price is riding up, a little bit of a dip underneath the smooth moving average. You can see how it clipped under real quick, got a little bit of red, but regained it quickly. Prices continue to rise up. Go ahead and mark that off real quick. This will show where the rise is actually taking place in relation to the positive volume index. Things continue to rise, Understandable, this is the August 4th, which is this past Friday, going into earnings that we're expecting on Tuesday. Monday, positive volume continues to go up. Price kind of stagnates, following a reasonable trajectory based upon volume and so on. We get to the actual earnings call morning. We got the information early on in the morning that they released the earnings report in pre-market. First time that ever happened. Understandable that they needed to get some things out based upon what the CFO mentioned in the earnings call. They need to get the information out early on in order to avoid any issues with the court date, understandably so. But you take a look here, this is where it gets interesting. On the date of the earnings call, positive volume still continues to stay up, elevated, uptrend all the way throughout the morning. Looks good. Everything looks like it's going well. Got this move up, that continues to go up, everything stays the same. Now, what happens from here is where it gets interesting. Is we stay positive, this stays flat in terms of volume the entire day. However, price falls. And it falls. And it falls all the way down from a high of 548 all the way down to 498. Almost a 60 cent move that day. Went from being a green day to being a red day very quickly. We had to move back up slightly. This positive volume barely ever moved and never flipped to the downside. However, price came down. Yes, you had some slight fluctuation, but there never was any flip down to the downside that showed that, or people were selling off their positions, or any institution was selling off their positions. Just looked like more increased buying, obviously, because we have an uptrend still going on in the positive volume sector. However, price continues to fall. It's very difficult to chart something and actually do the right TA. Yes, you can to a certain degree. However, the manipulation exists. It's very, in my opinion, the manipulation exists. This is just one area you can see it in. We all know about the OBV, which has been elevated and stayed elevated ever since the run up to 72. There is a huge divergence on it the entire way. This is just one of the indicators that actually shows the similar nature of how this thing has been going. But now you can see from there, you have so just to kind of continue on with this, you see there was a flip here to the downside, positive value fell off, and then from there you can see that the price does continue to drop. However, there's a little bit more of a resistance that's happening because the price is staying fairly high in relation to the pressure is pushing it downward. So the price is kind of holding its own, even though the pressure to sell it is not bringing the price much lower. Now there is a possibility that it can fall. However, in my opinion, a run is most likely going to occur, probably over the next couple of days. Now, I can't say exactly how high, I can't say what exactly is going to happen, but the pressure is building. The volume is not supporting a downside move. I am looking more for a move possibly to the higher $5 region, possibly even touching $6. Going into the 11th, I'm thinking Monday, Friday and Monday, based upon just some of this and some of the other indicators that I have. I think a push is coming, and we'll start to see what that looks like over the next couple of days. So that's really what I wanted to take a look at real quick, just for fun. I'm going to take a look at the OBV just so we can kind of compare the two real quick. Just a comparison of the two. You've probably seen OBV in the past, but just comparing the two of them next to each other side by side. You can see obviously there's been a downtrend. This is the daily chart, but actually the 2-day chart here, just to get a quick overview. 2-day chart shows downtrend in AMC's price point. OBV has not moved, actually even showing a little bit of an uptrend as well on the end of positive volume we talked about a few minutes ago. Still uptrending and creating higher highs. So at the end of the day, I mean, if anyone think that this stock has not been messed with, I mean, wake up. It's here. However, this cannot continue on. There is going to be a time frame when this all comes to light, and this is going to move the way it's supposed to. I'm still expecting, like I mentioned before, you may have seen this pattern in the past, and style move all the way up to $30. Now it's going to happen fast. I don't think it's going to be a slow move. It's going to be a very quick move, and it's going to be something that people are not really going to be expecting or be prepared for. Don't be a deer in headlights when this stock starts to move again. A lot of people got caught in that, maybe myself included at the time when it ran up to 72. However, be prepared for a move. As part of me doing my piece in order to just keep preparing anyone who's watching the videos and paying attention to how the stock moves. There's going to be news relation that's going to allow it to move the way it's supposed to move. Obviously, once volume flows back into this thing the way it's supposed to, when they allow it to, it's going to take off. It is in a very, very tight spot, and I believe this stock is going to see all-time highs again, if not beyond. So that's going to pretty much wrap up the video. I just wanted to at least put those out, compare the two to each other. Positive volume. Shout out once again to my guy, Marv Dog. It's a great indicator. I'm actually using it a lot more and back testing it as well to see on how it looks on other stocks, other tickers and stuff like that. It's a great one to add to your charts. That pretty much wraps up the video for now. Like, comment, subscribe, join us on the way up. We're gonna be here each and every day growing our portfolios together, making the outcome income for 2023. Got any questions about this thing, hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this. Also, if you're looking for a group to do some trading with, we are doing some pretty big things within the Way Up Trading Group. Link is down in the description. We're in there changing lives, making things happen, making some extra money, all off the markets by understanding how TA and technical analysis works. Hit the link in the description. We've got a free trial opportunity there for you. Take a look at that when you get a chance. Check us out, like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.